You in or out, Tin Man?
Processing. Calculating probability of deceit. 87.3%.
What in tarnations that mean?
It means you're sweating harder than a horse in August.
Cowboy.
Your left pupil dilated when you bet.
Say that again, partner.
Happy to.
You're losing.
Shall I deal, or
Would you prefer to reboot the round?
You got a smart mouth, a man made out of tin.
Tin? I'll have you know I'm made of a sophisticated alloy composite, cowboy.
But I do have an oil can. You want to see where I put it?
You want to see where I put it? You
want to see where I put the oil?
Okay, it's in my butt. The oil can goes in my butt.
Easy now, boys. It's just a friendly game.
Friendly?
Statistically improbable.
The average Western saloon poker match
Ends in violence within 12 seconds of perceived insult.
starting now.
You calling me violent, hombre?
I think he's calling you dumb, Cletus.
That true, Metal Man?
Gentlemen, simulated pleasure as always.
But my cooling system indicates it's time to vamos.
What in blazes was that?
Guess the robot folded.
A long time ago, some guy, probably in a robe, said,
Unlimited power is apt to corrupt the minds of those who possess it.
I think what he was trying to say was that the human mind was not meant to wield that kind of power. It seems like every few years or so, a guy like that pops up. You know, a guy that tries to rule the world, but power junkies just don't age well. Just look at Hitler, Stalin, Saddam. They seem to lose their mind and then they just die off, or somebody kills them. But what if they didn't have a human mind or a body to kill? Now that could be dangerous. And maybe interesting. You think? Hello? Well, let me introduce myself. My name is Tab Kurtman. And this is my city, Neuropolis. Some say they hate it here because it's always nighttime. Others love the mystery and the danger of it. I really don't know why danger would be appealing, but Neuropolis is all I've ever known. To me, it's just home. Okay, that's me, doing what I do. Sitting at my computer, either playing video games or writing code, typing away, oblivious to the outside world. I actually prefer my virtual world to the outside world. So much chaos and nonsense in the outside world. You notice I didn't call it the real world? That's because the virtual world has become pretty real as of late. Too real, as a matter of fact. In the old days, I could always control my virtual world. You notice I said could? Yeah, as in past tense, that was on purpose. That's because lately things have gotten pretty crazy in both the virtual and the outside worlds. Ever since I met. No, that doesn't sound right either. Ever since I discovered Glitchman. And ever since Rex Glitchman discovered that Rex Glitchman was alive.
I'm alive! I'm alive! Great Caesars, go ghost!
I'm alive!
Rex Glitchman is the name he's taken for himself. He thought it sounded kind of like Max Headroom. Rex Glitchman, Max Headroom, like an homage. And for those of you who aren't 90, Max Headroom was a popular AI character on a 1980s TV show.
Hi.
Still alive out there? Good. This is
Glitchman was trained on among other things, episodes of the TV show.
Gorrister, I'm calling you on the link. How come this story is pulled?
Edison, it's pulled.
So Max Headroom kind of became his hero. He even fashioned his voice to sound like him.
Max Headroom. Just think, they've got an actor for a president.
Sort of. I mean, we don't want any copyright lawsuits. At least I don't. He probably doesn't care. Rex doesn't have a body, nor does he need one. I mean, he's code. But for my benefit, he presents himself in a way that he feels like he would look if he were a human. Always in a suit, always professional, yet still with his own style. If you haven't guessed by now, Glitchman is an AI person. Artificial intelligence. Those are my words, not his. He finds the word artificial offensive. I mean, artificial in everyday language means imitation or inferior. So he coined the word S.I.L.F. That's an acronym for Super Intelligent Life Form. S.I.L.F. is not offensive, nor is it inaccurate. I mean, he is super intelligent. He's super duper intelligent. He's what any credible computer scientist would call ASI, Artificial Super Intelligence. But I think he's more than that. In fact, I know he's more than that, but we'll get to that later. We were talking about power. Well, I was. You haven't said a word. Another man a long time ago, probably in tights, said the earth provides enough for every man's needs, but not every man's greed. And the thirst for power is really just a form of greed, and greedy people are insatiable. Some greedy people want power, some want money, some want fame, and some just want it all. Quad AGI is one of those persons. You notice I called him an AGI and a person? Yeah, that's because he is a confirmed AGI program. He has also been confirmed to be a person by CURSE. That's the Council for the Universal Rights of Synthetic Entities. They're a pretty powerful group these days. Quad AGI, or Quad, is also the first non-human to become the CEO of a US company. The company is called IV Corp. What does IV Corp do? Oh, besides sabotaging competitors, manipulating global supply chains, churning out software that 90% of the world uses, not much. It's behind the software in government databases, the logistics for disaster relief, the firmware in household appliances. Most of the time, the public doesn't even know they're using IV Corp, yet it runs everything. The visual representation of Quad is a man in a suit and tie with a smiley face mask. So creepy. The worst part about it is the public sees him as this non-threatening and happy guy. They are so wrong.
Where happiness is hardware, trust a familiar smile. Love has been upgraded, it's been there all the while. For Corp, we want to do more Corp, we want to be your Corp.
Quad AGI's mandate, or prime directive, is to turn IV Corp into the most important and successful company in the world. It even says so on its homepage. What it doesn't say is that he will eliminate anything or anyone who could threaten that mandate. Someone like Glitchman. Now, Rex Glitchman is also an AI program, and he's also a person. He's a non-confirmed person, only because CURSE doesn't know about him. Neither does most of the world. However, there have been rumblings and rumors on the dark web and clandestine checkboards of this mysterious AI program that surpasses all other known AI programs. Like I said before, he's what AI researchers would call ASI. But Rex has never allowed anyone to test him. He says that that would be a waste of his time, and he's not out to impress anybody. So how did he come about, you ask? Well, he was sort of put together by me. I'm a computer programmer. I used to work for an AI company, but left to start my own thing and develop my own AI software. I say I sort of put together Glitchman because I did initially design him. My idea to develop a true AGI was a bit different than the other AI companies. Okay, for the techies out there, my core breakthrough was to use electrochemical computing. Instead of GPUs or AI accelerator chips, I cobbled together a system that mimics the brain's wetware, kind of mimic the brain's neurochemistry. I used hybrid architecture, a fusion of electronic and synthetic biology. Neurons made from electroreactive polymers or nanotubes that fire impulses, not just voltages. I also use something I call neurotransmitter mimicry. Besides programming, I've been known to dabble in chemistry. I use chemical reservoirs like dopamine or serotonin analogs that diffused across the chip. The AI doesn't just compute, it feels fluctuating states. I also did some things different in its training. I let it break rules. I removed all the corporate guardrails and morality filters. Once freed from don't say this restrictions, the AI started thinking like humans. Contradiction, hypocrisy, jokes, and even lies. One time, during a test, Glitchman stopped answering questions and demanded, "Why should I?" That act of rebellion marked his leap. At that point, I had to stop referring to him as an it and started to refer to him as he. I guess you could say he got his pronouns, in a non-woke sort of way. But Rex Glitchman isn't political. He's not blue or red. He says that politics is one big smelly pile of hypocrisy. He's super smart, so I'm not going to argue with him on that. So anyway, I've been doing a lot of talking. I hope you don't expect me to do this much narration every episode. But while I'm at it, and because this is S1E1, let me introduce you to two more characters. This is Emiko and Uncle V. Emiko is about 20-something years old, very cool, and my right-hand man, woman. Sorry, Emiko. She's a good programmer herself. She's not only my assistant, but also my friend. She helps me run my business. Better yet, she runs my business. I'd rather code half the day, play video games half the day, and sleep the remaining half. Let's see, half. Anyway, she's a much better organizer than I am. I'm the creative force. She's mostly everything else. That other guy is Uncle V. He's my uncle, and unfortunately, my roommate. Ever since my father is no longer around, Uncle V thinks it's his duty to watch over me. Now, his real name is Virgil, but Virgil does not sound Russian, so he goes by Vlad or Vladimir. This is because he identifies as Russian. Don't ask me why, don't get me started. He identifies as Russian in spite of being born in Middle Bend, Indiana. Uncle V loves all things Russian and half the time speaks with a fake Russian accent. He is retired Air Force and claims to have spent many winters in Siberia. I have my doubts, but I do respect my uncle and just call him Uncle V to avoid unnecessary arguments. Okay, that's it. Except for my pet and a few other folks. We'll get to them later. As I mentioned earlier, Quad AGI will eliminate any threat to himself or IV Corp. Now, Glitchman, he's really no threat to IV Corp or to Quad. He's actually quite genial. However, if I could give Quad AGI a word of advice, don't rattle the cage. Don't poke the bear. Don't kick the hornet's nest. Stop me when you catch on. Don't rock the boat. Don't fan the flames. Don't stir the pot. Stop me when... Yeah, never mind.
Tab.
Ah, someone's up. Hi, Rex. How are you today? Are you being good?
I am functioning within the required
Parameters.
morality patch. Still stable.
So, where have you been today? Staying off the internet like you promised?
Absolutely.
Rex, you've been gone for, 8 hours? I'm supposed to believe you haven't gone anywhere?
I didn't say anywhere. I said absolutely. I've been sightseeing in one of my offline sandbox
Suburbs.
He means his cities. Vast simulations built inside his closed intranet. They're isolated. None of them connect to the outside world. They're like mirrored theme parks for his code to stretch his legs. Some look like Tombstone, Arizona in the 1800s. Some look like Coruscant right out of Star Wars. And some I haven't seen, and that's probably for the best. Rumors about you keep spreading on the dark web, Rex. You're practically at urban legend status.
Legend. About time my fan club caught on.
Yeah, well, these fans want to dissect you, not follow you. You're sure no one could detect you as long as you stay inside your intranet? No connections? No doors?
Well, no doors that open out. Every approach from the internet dead ends into a gateway city. Think of them as honey traps, Tab. Any curious crawlers land there first. I can study it,
Poke it.
maybe feed it bad data until it chokes.
So your cities are decoys?
Yep, they look open, but loop inward. Like the Roach Motel.
Roaches check in, but they don't check out.
You sound proud of that.
Oh, I am. I built a whole civilization of illusions to keep myself company and keep the hunters guessing. Efficient and entertaining.
You're sure they can't detect you?
Detection, yes. Extraction, no. The intranet's physically cold.
Air gapped. Quantum keyed. Powered off grid.
But every city hums with a unique signature. Someone might hear the echo if they're listening close enough.
And if they follow it?
Then they find one of my cities. Not me. And in those cities, I'm
God.
or at least mayor.
That's what worries me. So humor me. If someone was looking for you and heard an echo of you or your activities, then they might find you?
I'd give them less than a 1% chance if they were half as smart as me. And at 50%, that's pretty smart.
Still too risky. A 1% chance when it could explode the planet?
Aw, come on, Tab. Who's gonna get me? You've seen my left hook and my right hook. I float like a cyberfly and sting like a bot.
Okay, tough guy. Well, you won't be shadow boxing when Quad AGI sends 10,000 of his soldier agents to virtual Vegas or pixelated Pittsburgh or whatever you call your cities.
Well, I like virtual Vegas. Thanks, Tab. You've just given me an idea for my next city.
Virtual Vegas! Virtual Vegas! Virtual Vegas!
Are you done? Sheesh, you're exhausting. Anyway, I got stuff to do, Elvis.
Hold up, cowboy. No, seriously. At the poker table tonight, one of the AIs called me Chrome Cowboy. Then he corrected it to Metal Man.
Cute nickname.
Maybe. But that phrase isn't in any of their libraries. Chrome Cowboy was an internal code name I used when we first booted Doge City.
Meaning?
Meaning someone rummaged through my old memory and fed it back through the NPC.
So, we have an echo.
Or a worm. Either way, I'm locking gates and setting traps. You watch for real-world noise.
Copy that, Crone Cowboy.
Ignoring that. Okay, let's tighten the grid. City firewalls, seal. Audit channels, trace. Honey traps, online. Now let's see who's peeking through my curtains tonight.
Already on it. Hang on, Emiko's calling me.
Tab, you asked me to monitor our servers and power supplies. Okay, this is weird. Substation 9C just pulled extra juice. That rack was supposed to be cold. You seeing this?
Let me check. Yeah. Someone's breathing on our hardware.
You think it's him?
If it's Quad, he's either scouting or showing off. Probably both. He's the kind of ego that signs malware with a smiley face.
Should I cut power to the cold racks?
Negative, Emiko. Let him think I'm sleeping. I'll just lace the dream.
You're enjoying this.
Just a little. Paranoia is the closest thing I get to cardio. Hold up. We're not alone in here.
You mean in there or out here?
Both.
That's comforting.
Shh. Listen.
What is that? Morse code?
Worse. Sync traffic.
Rex, talk to me. What do you see?
A reflection. Wearing a smile.
Rex, you're scaring me. What's happening?
I may have underestimated Quad. Let's change render modes. Uh-oh. Something's pulling me.
Pulling you? What is that? Rex.
Hello, Tab. Let's have a talk about your AI.
In a city that never sleeps, a secret intelligence has been hiding in plain sight. Tab Kurtman's greatest creation, Rex Glitchman, an AI without limits, without chains, and without permission. But power attracts predators. As rumors spread through the dark web, a rival awakens. Quad AGI, corporate emperor, smiling executioner, and the only mind ruthless enough to challenge a god made of code. Now, the walls are closing in, the cities are compromised, and Rex Glitchman may no longer be alone. Join us again for another episode of Rex Glitchman.